if my dad was there, and that's the one I used to look at and say, this is the one who should be going to get this, not my mom's. I never used to ask my mom for toys. Only now when my dad started. And I said, you know what? Maybe that means if I'm disappointed, then as a man, I should never disappoint anyone the way he disappointed me as a kid, not buying me the toys he used to tell me. So that in me grew the hustle culture.
What's up, people? How you doing? Welcome to us Uncensored episode 5, manze. I'm so glad I'm back. This is the first video that I'm doing after losing my pops.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, I don't even know how I'm able to do it. But I think it's just the support that I've been getting, you know, first of all from NTV to here, Monsan, to my homies like G Shaq The Yungin, shout out to Tracy Wanjiro, Kevin Kim Mama, McKenna and Jerry, Christine, man, like
everybody, F-Baby,
Soraya, Nick
Mutuma,
Joey, man, like the love that I felt was so overwhelming, and most importantly, just the message, bro, I was getting on my phone, like the love was so genuine, and I was just getting strength from there, you know, just to be able to move on. And I'm so happy that I'm back on, you know,
back on track, man. Martin is back. The work don't stop. I told you, bro.
Brother?
I'm chilling, bro. How you doing?
Yes, sir,
I told you the grind don't stop.
The grind don't stop. I'm sorry, even my mic was feeling it.
Yeah,
my mic was in the
mic is like, I missed you.
Yeah, bro.
I'm chilling,
you know,
bro.
the thing is, I remember, let's flash it back to May 9th. You know, there's a video that surfaced from Edgar Obare, you know, you were a bit high, but one thing that people don't know.
I was in the zone.
You're in the zone, but one thing that people don't know is that, bro, you were feeling my pain. You were coming through to check up on the boy.
Well, let me tell you what happened, man. So, you know, Martin's my boy, and obviously I've been with him during this time. Of course, it also hit me so hard because, like, my brother, you know, I was seeing his pain. I was with him, and you know, everything was happening. So that night, obviously, you're on my mind. Remember, even the previous night, I came so late. You know,
he brought me food at 12:30.
Brought this guy food. He's telling me it's too late, bro. I said no, man. All the restaurants are closed. He hadn't eaten, so I was like, let me pull up. So the next day, I was like, you know what? I have to go see Martin. And I kept saying it the whole night. I was meant to have left where I was way earlier. So in the morning, I just decided I told my Uber guy, no, I can see my house is right there, but take me this way, because this is where Martin lives. So obviously, look on me talk a bash, bro. It was a late party, I don't regret it, bro. I had fun. So my only mistake...
You know, there was a curfew, so you had to wait until
the morning
the curfew's off,
to get the Uber, because no drinking and driving, of course, you know what I mean? So, you know, zangu zikanionyesha, hebu nikacheki matu wako wapi. So that's when I pulled up to your house, and obviously, Annie, I was knocking on that door, man. Nah, I feel you.
And that's what's up, you know.
What's up,
and that's
man.
the thing, you know, people...
You just lost your pops, right?
I lost my
Was he in your life like a lot? Because I saw it hit you, bro, and you know, like, were you close? Did you grow up with him?
So with my pops, I grew up in Kawa West. That's what a lot of people don't know. People know there's my side.
Buddha.
So in Kawa West, we used to live in these city council houses. So the estate, it was like it was a well-organized estate. You know, those old school estates.
The OG days.
Yeah, like those days were up one of my apartments. So I grew up with my pops and my mom. I have 2 bros, I'm the second born. Now, growing up with my dad, we grew up together like as a nuclear family. Dad, mom, my bros, until when I was around 13. Because my dad lost his job, and then things started becoming hard. So he lost his job, and the savings he had, he invested. My dad used to have a butchery, and you know, he was doing. He was hustling.
This is a real hustler.
Yeah, he was a real hustler. So I think when he lost his job, also like it hit him hard because it was just a switch. Man, you've worked so hard, you've changed office. Now that's when things started becoming rocky, and when I was like 12, 13, you know, you're growing. Because all my life I was in boarding school. I joined boarding school, meaning to boarding school from class 5, bro. Imagine.
Never been to boarding school in my life.
So,
boarding, bro.
So imagine from boarding school, you clear boarding school, and then what happened now when I had finished primary school, so you know, some going to high school, now that's when times were hard. So like my dad just went flat broke. He couldn't even afford to take me to school, to high school. Now that time, like they were having issues with my mom, so my mom moved to Zimmerman. My pops was like, hey, you guys, you have to move with your momsy because times are thick. I remember like when we moved to Zima to go to see my pops, times were now hard, bro. I need a Ferrari from Zima to Kawa West, bro. Much I think ilikuanga 10
bob, yeah.
Yeah, you understand? So it's me and my big bro. My small bro was so young. Alafu unajua yeah. You know, me and my siblings tumatana 4 years apart.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
So the thing is, my mom at first, she was so angry.
They want you guys to
kama anataka kuwaona pia watumie fare.
So that she's not giving you no money.
So me and my bro, we used to walk, bro.
All the way.
Bro, from Zimmerman.
The small one too?
Nah, bro, it's a walk. It's like it's almost like a 20-kilometer walk, bro. Yeah. Back and forth.
Whoa.
So because tunatembea. So I think during that process, it kind of impacted me. But, you know, I started feeling some anger towards my dad. So we got to a point where kata kuonana sana. You know, kitambo ilikuwa ngomatikiana every Sunday. And so hizo Sundays zikaanza kureduce. And then I was so angry because like nimemaliza prema sijaenda chuo. Bro, imagine nilileka mtaa. You remember how you used to finish in my era, because I cleared high school in 2008. So 4 years down, that was I cleared prema 2003. I had to repeat and do KCP again 2004. Up to that point, you know, it kind of impacted me in some kind of way, and I feel like also you resonate kind of the same.
I do resonate kind of the same. Me, my side is different. I never grew up with my pops. Yeah, I knew him like probably the first 1 year, 2 years of my life. And I remember we used to live in South B. It was our servants' quarter, me and my mom's. So this was after he left, and to me it was normal. Of course, maybe when I was a kid, I used to ask myself, where is he? Because I used to wait for him to come back home. And when he stopped coming, now I grew up with it from an early age. Moms would go to work. My mom had a stall in Kenyatta Market that time. I remember, I think it was stall 33. So she used to live in the house. Then there used to be that one kid, I think, in the main house or something. There was a kid somewhere. So the kid had a bike, the kid had toys. So me, the only time I used to witness toys, if I go there for like those 5 minutes he's playing, then in the end, even the one I like is taken back, then go to the house, and I go back into the crib. So I'm in my house here, and I started being creative. You know, pumps, you know, the shoes the ladies used to wear a long time ago. That's the ones I've lined up here, and I've made a train here, and I'm there as a kid here, I'm saying, Then my mom used to love these magazines, magazines for Kitambo. So you open the magazines, there's a baby section. I'm looking at toys, I'm telling my mom, I want this one. I'm telling my mom, I want this one. Then I look at a car like this, I look at this, then I go and make this car that one. Then bro,
so you're gonna invent your own motives.
Exactly.
As a box.
Yeah. Then my first gift ever, I'm never gonna forget this, bro. My mom, unajua Mega Blocks.
Yeah.
Mega Blocks. She bought me a tin. Liko kwa kitu karea divi. I think I was like 4 or 5 years old, something, bro. After yani now I have my toys on my own, bro. If my dad was there, and that's the one I used to look at and say, this is the one we should be going to get this, not my mom's. Never used to ask my mom for toys. Only now when my dad started. And I said, you know what? Maybe that means if I'm disappointed, then as a man, I should never disappoint anyone the way he disappointed me as a kid, not buying me the toys he used to tell me. So that in me grew the hustle culture. So obviously, time flew now. My mom's ended up moving. Times were getting tougher because now my pops out of the picture. She's almost raising me, feeding me. Hey, bro, we lived with my mom's friends' houses. You know, there's this one lady who was a really good friend of my mom. Yeah. One day, bro, she came back home after I played the whole day with the house up. She came to the door. She told me, when your mom comes, tell her this is your stuff out here, that auntie doesn't want to see you guys here again. True story, man. So me, I waited for my mom. I'm nervous. When my mom comes, I tell her, auntie said, this is our stuff. She doesn't want to see us here again. Bro, imagine that, bro. And this is in the evening. Then me and my mom were wondering. My mom is there, my mom is crying. I'm like, what the hell is going on at that time, bro?
Yeah.
That time, I remember we had to carry that stuff. She's trying to make phone calls, Picture me in my head, those first 2-3 years of my life, I pictured there was a dad who even used to, come around. And I'm like, this guy left, and with him, we wouldn't be going through this type of stuff. Yeah. But then also my mom raised me as a gangster, bro. Because my mom was raised in the same way. My mom never had a pops before. So I think for me, the transition was easier, and she prepared me for it younger because she grew up the same way. So times were getting tough, then I had to go live with my grandma. So how I ended up at my grandma's house was one day. We went to visiting my grandma. I think we're visiting. My granddad is there, my 3 uncles who now, I have an uncle who's a year older than me. So the whole family is there. Then as they're leaving, so me, I've played with my uncle, we played. Then my grandma says, unataka kubaki uende kesho. Then me, I'm like, yes, I want to play with my uncle. Because mom too aende. So I remember I'm saying bye to my mom. And my mom that day, I remember so well. She was just telling me, bye, you take care. You know, she's hugging me like, you know, like somebody who's not coming back. Me as a kid, I'm not clocking. I'm like, Mom, it's okay, I'll meet up. Cool.
Like, I'll be back.
The next day we wake up and we've had fun. I'm waiting now. Mama nakuja. Nakuja, atupiga simu, anafanya kitu. Nakuja. Bro, night after night after night after night after night, we're just talking on phone once in a while. It's like, don't worry, I'm just traveling a bit. I'm traveling, la 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 la. Hey bro, I ended up there, nilianza shule huko. So that was my first time going to school. So now, I've joined a house where there's a father figure. Then my real granddad is my mom's stepdad. So
okay.
There was also that authority for he can't, really do much to her child because even them they weren't that close that time. So obviously me, I'm seeing the father figure being operated on my uncles. But even me, sometimes I'm in the mix, but I'm seeing it more of them. You know, when the son messes up, I'm seeing the father figure over there. But for me, it was just like me, I'm just a nephew in the crib, me, I'm the grandson that's on there. Beside, I'm still in it, tunachapa tukichapo. But then now one day, bro, my mom just came back. She said, you know what, I've moved. So come and see the new place. I'm in Santa. So now I'm growing, bro. Niko class 1 hapo. My mom even now I used to be back and forth in Santa. So all through, I'm just trying to navigate. Like, okay, there's no really father figure in my life, bro. You know what I mean?
If we flash forward now to Shako, because I remember tulijuana ukiwa USIU.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Flash forward, umepitia all this, and now it's time for you to hustle.
Yep.
Yeah, your mentality ya hustle.
The mentality
and
to
the
hustle.
impact of not having a pops in your life. Your disconnect.
Now that stuff hit me now when I was in Primo, bro. Now, school fees increases as you increase in class. So, man, times are getting tough. I'm getting those letters for school fees and obligation. Mama call and be, the balance, the way they write it.
Yeah.
So it should be paid by I don't know what, or else your child will be forced to stay at home. Towards the end of my primaries when stuff got crazy, bro. I used to stay home, for school fees. We're expecting cash. My mom's working for it. I'm just there. I'm like, damn. And she used to make me read. That's one thing about my mom. She was big on. Because I was performing really well. In those times, she's trying to reach out to my pops now. There's times I even stayed out of school for like 2 terms, bro. Or even like when I was in class 8, let me tell you a secret, bro. I stayed out of school for first term, second term. I came back in 3rd term when we were doing KCP, bro. Imagine. And I was the best. I was the best in the school.
But then
second best in the school, man. Imagine that, bro. I got like 4 or 3. Imagine. I was given an award. Now I was a school hero. Amenika kwa nini. Na wanda walikuwa wanatumia ile letter ya kuniambia stay home. Imagine. So it was crazy. I said, you know what? I'm seeing the way my mom is moving, and I never wanted to move like this. Let somebody take that place that this guy left that he couldn't handle. So the hustle mentality came. I said, I have to start moving stuff. I have to start moving. We're not going to end up being kicked out of our house. We're not going to end up being kicked out of school. We're not end up going to be, having some debt somewhere that's just dumb.
You know what I mean? It really eats you up.
It eats you up, bro.
It eats you up because kama mimi, like, so the entire high school period nilikuwa high school.
Yeah.
Because after now 204 nikaingia chuo, si ndio? But the good thing after 204 my dad had
204 nilikuwa class 2, bro.
Yeah, man, you're young. So 204 cheki. My dad had hustle money, man. So he took me to high school and he was so proud. And that so we started kind of vibing again.
Yeah, going back to school.
But now things can die. Like nikiwa hapo around form 3, man, things just went haywire.
It always happens towards the end of the
just went
flight,
haywire. Now that's when like, I was always in and out of school. Like, but for me, it didn't affect because it got to a point like, I was even starting to think, will I be able to join even media school? What do you time nilikuwa nishajua nataka kujua kuingia media because I was in form 3. I was like the school journalism captain. I used to write in the school magazine. You understand that thing, like your media ilikuwa
your name is written down there by Martin Kimathi.
But now when things hit the fan, I was in now form 4, bro. But I see the good thing after form 4 now, at least you have the hustle mentality. At form 4 you're like 18. So mimi nimemada form 4. We start hustling with my boy. Kuna video hata nishaiweka hapo juu. Like we started selling cards, bro.
Yeah, cards, yeah.
But you see, when I was doing that now, I would go to my pops and hata nikimomba Ferrari, he'd be like, hey fam, it's cool. So ikafika ile time nila kuingia, college, man. Because my homies wote washaingia chuo. Now you're alone in the hood. Kumtapeka pale mtaa zima. Alafu zima, let me tell you something funny about zima. When I came up, bro, unakaa hivi unasikia unacheki ile nyumba. Ule msiani alifagia mamake kila kitu. Like that guy robbed his mom. Bro, I love my mom so much. So I can't even understand how you rob your mom.
Yeah. I just know how, bro.
How would you rob your mom?
You
know, so it really impacted me very hard. Because babu, me even like I'd asked my pops when I was going to Kole. Now I wanted to do media, so I go to my pops. I looked for the cheapest Kole.
Yeah.
The cheapest ever in town. Nakumbuka tunalipa 3,500
per semester.
Alafu tuko tunafunzwa VOG yani. What? Like you understand, but you see the thing is
3,500 to go to school.
Yeah, to go to school, and then my pops would be like, "Sina yodo." So it affect. But now you see flash forward like 1.5 years ago, you know.
Yeah.
I started communicating with my pops again, you know, and we used to talk on the basis, but now it won't come up to bring back the bond.
Yeah, yeah.
Because one thing I felt, bro, there was a missing thing in me. Hata kama my career was killing, there was just something that I needed to address. There was some pain, some anger,
some hidden stuff.
Yeah. And I remember one day I need to make a chin with my old man, and I was with like my bros, and he was asking us if you have anything, just open up. And we just opened up, and I told him like how I felt. I told him about my anger, like why I used to do this and that. There's a way how we never had that bond. And you see, with that, tukaanza to get our journey back.
Yeah.
And I feel like the impact that
he was opening up too.
He was opening up too, because you see, I also came to understand that he was going through stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and he was trying his best. It's not like he didn't love like his kiddos anymore. So as you grow up, nikaza kuelewa hivyo, and also like just how important a father figure is. Because unajua kuna fika ngale age fulani, I think it's only your pops who can teach you some stuff.
True.
You get me, especially from build character. But one thing that I can say, because for me, even for you as a homie, I can even ask you just to reach out to your old man.
I feel you, man. It's not bad blood. You know, that's my, you know, like for me, my side, it's not bad blood. It's just that I don't feel like it's the time, if it will ever happen right now, because there's no need actually, you know. I'm good. I'll be good. You know what I mean? So I think let's just see what the future holds. It's not on my mind right now. It's nothing I've thought of. My grandma is the champion for this. She's always been trying to get me to do it for years.
Tell us more about your grandma.
My grandma is the best. My grandma is one of the best. That's one of the biggest hustlers I've ever seen in my life, man. And, you know, she supports me so much. She listens to me, man. My grandma is like, she's my favorite, man. You know, she also tells me, she prays for me, bro. I love my grandma, man. She watches my videos, she listens to my shows. My grandma is a fan.
She's a fan, man. And you know, bro, hatuwezi maliza kuongea hivi vyote without saying some of the lessons. The lessons gani unaweza sema umelearn, you know, with your come up as a child, and what's your definition when it comes to manhood? How would you describe a man?
I would say sometimes I sit down and look back where I came from, my past, bro, how I grew up, the stuff I went through, and I'm like, you're not stuck in the position you're in life, man. It can always get better. If you ask me, you know, the where I am right now in life, when I was a kid, the stuff, you know, I never used to imagine that would be like, to me. You know what I mean? I used to look up in the sky, I'm like, one day the bro. Nowadays, I'm just like, I've been there, done that, you know? So you're never stuck in the position you're in right now. You can always do better, be better, and be greater. That's one thing I know personally. And also, man, I learned manhood from the stuff I was missing as a kid. The advice I was missing, you know, the stuff that I felt was meant to be provided by a man in my life that I felt like I was missing. And I combined all those things and put them into my head and said, I will fill up all those gaps that I had missing, plus what I know now. And that's what's gonna, you know, to me, that's what's gonna make me a man, you know. That's when I start doing the stuff that to somebody, or, you know, to the family, to my bro, that I felt like I missed as a kid. That to me is manhood. That's my level of manhood, and, you know, that's the level that I grew into, and that's, if I haven't achieved it, that's what I'm still achieving day by day. So
Also, sir, like,
word.
On my case, man, to just define my lessons. Number one, you just have to be yourself. There's always a rule I live by. Be yourself. Ukiamka tu asubuhi, look in the mirror and be like, okay, this is my story, this is my situation.
True.
My dark past is part of who I am. And one of the things that I was doing, I was trying to erase my dark past. So, man, like, no matter what situation you're in, always believe there's light at the end of the tunnel. Ni kama ukisema kipotea kwenyu, una believing yani iseme
inarudi. KPLC jo.
Yeah, you understand? And it's
so good.
So life is like that. And then when it comes to describing what manhood is to me, bro, manhood is character. You understand? Character is how do you want people to treat you? How do you want to treat people? So even before you can understand how to treat people, how do you even treat yourself? And by that is, are you focusing to better yourself? You see, kama uko na character and somebody comes give you a handout, and this is how I look at it. An handout inaweza kuwa 200 bob, inaweza kuwa a billion. You understand? If you stand on something that you know, for example, Shako, you cannot kill somebody for money. You understand? No matter how much somebody comes off of you, that's character. You understand?
Character,
So if you can be able to stand for something like that, stand your ground on some things.
I believe if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything, bro.
So that is character, man. And also, ni poa tusikia maoni za wase. I think tumekuwa tu.
Yeah, man.
It's cool when we have this kind of vibe, you know.
Hope your tissue yenyu mjamaliza. Kuna shortage.
But anyway, man, if you guys, you feel like you just want to open up, like, to be honest, games on the side, like Uncensored is just about healing and us going through our pain and telling our stories. Angusha your comment hapo hivyo.
Maoni. Toa maoni yako yanayohusu topiki la leo. Topiki.
But anyway, man, this has been Uncensored. Thank you so much. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Shako, you can find Shaq The Yungin.
Shaq The Yungin on Instagram. We verified, baby.
Even through a bash.
Yep, another one's coming after Corona. After Rona,
a post-Corona.
Blue tick check.
We out.